Hello everybody, Pancakes here, and welcome to Let's Play BioShock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 1. Now you may be thinking, why am I uploading this now, given I actually already played this before? The reason why is that Burial at Sea Episode 2 is coming out on the 25th of this month. And for the sake of maintaining continuity, I figured it might be a good idea to go ahead and do a playthrough of this. It's not that long, and honestly I enjoyed the DLC quite a bit, so yeah, I figured it'd be a good idea. And yes, I have played this like I said, so this is not a blind run. However, that means I won't be wandering around as much like a dumbass, so that's the good news. And fair warning, this is, this DLC does contain spoilers about the main storyline, so if that's something you want to avoid, this is your warning. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy the ride. This should be quite a bit of fun.
We're closed.
You don't look the sort who can afford to turn down legitimate work.
What do you want?
How about we start with a light?
Well, you got a name, miss?
Elizabeth. You can call me Elizabeth.
What can I do for you?
There's a girl who needs to be found. Maybe you've seen her.
This girl's dead.
You know her.
You'll see dozens of her tied down by the docks or the slums in Apollo Square. Orphans. With Fontaine's charity shut. No place for them.
But her you know.
As I said, girl's dead.
Lost.
Look, I don't know where you get...
Lost isn't dead. Name your rate, I will pay you for this work. But you do this one gratis, wouldn't you?
I don't follow.
Something tells me you will.
Something about that doll head reminds me a little bit of Dexter, which, by the way, is a pretty awesome show until season 4. Then it kind of goes downhill. But you know, even so, it was still a pretty solid TV show. Reminds me of the Ice Truck Killer. Anyway, so as you guys can tell, if you haven't played this before, we are in Rapture, which is strange, isn't it? What the hell is Booker and Elizabeth doing in Rapture? Kind of unusual, but it is all explained. Actually, hold on. Look at that.
Seems my instincts were correct.
Where's Sally?
I don't know, but I know someone who does. Follow me.
No gods or kings, only man. Gotta say, classic Andrew Ryan. Gotta love him. But yeah, I mean, this was, I remember this being something that just totally blew my mind.
What I need from her is my business. But I know where to start looking. Something tells me a man with your particular talents could be useful.
So as I was saying, I remember it being really cool being able to come through here and actually check out Rapture before it obviously had its big downfall.
If I was running things, I'd say, why just one seat?
It's probably going to be kind of difficult doing a commentary for this, given there's a lot of dialogue. So I'm going to try to, you know, explore a little bit, but I think for the interest of this Let's Play and kind of trying to get through it at a reasonable speed, I'm probably just going to try and get through the main storyline. I'll look around a little bit, of course, but
Hey, keep moving.
there's a lot to look at in this DLC.
What happened to these children? What are they?
Where have you been? Cabin in Arcadia? Little sisters. Atom factories.
It's grotesque.
Oh, I'm liking that Arcadia reference. That was actually one of my favorite areas in the first game. Ooh, those girls are really creepy looking.
Compromise?
Reminds me of, what are they, the porcelain dolls? Those things are demonic. I don't like porcelain dolls at all. Oh, by the way, guys, I know that I kind of ended the BioShock Infinite Let's Play that I was doing a little bit short, but I'll go and ask you guys here, if you guys want me to continue that, feel free to let me know in the comments. If people are interested, I mean, I'd be more than happy to continue that. The main reason why I stopped doing that was because people didn't seem all that interested, and, you know, I didn't want to upload something that people didn't actually want to watch. But if you guys would like to see more BioShock Infinite, let me know, and I can get on that.
Ryan's been good to me. Few are the patrons who truly understand the struggle of the artist. But even I was a little leery when he shuttered Fontaine's business and sent that bald buck to a grave deep in the briny. But when Ryan buried all of Fontaine's pals in that department store, someone had to find a home for all those freshly minted orphans. And if I turned $1 or $2 in the process, you can hardly blame me for doing well by doing good.
Booker obviously did something to piss these guys off. I wonder what he did. It might have something to do with the fact that that guy's black. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, given we know that Booker has a
What?
You're not knowing about the little
tendency
sisters.
towards racism.
How long have you been in Rapture?
Let's just say I don't get out much.
You've got eyes and ears, don't you?
If I wanted to share my life story, Mr. DeWitt, I would write my memoirs. If I learned anything about Rapture, I thought it was a place where people understood to mind their own business.
Where are we headed?
The man we need to see is in the Garden of the Muses.
How do you know?
My sources are my own, Mr. DeWitt. If you have better information as to the whereabouts of your girl, I suggest you avail yourself of it.
Elizabeth is being very dodgy right now. It hardly even looks like her. I mean, you can tell it's Elizabeth, but Elizabeth from the first game was so childlike, so naive.
Where are you taking me?
When's the last time you saw Sally?
What?
She was taken from you, wasn't she?
How do you know this?
She was taken, down at Surprise. You were playing the tables and...
She disappeared.
And?
Cop friend of mine, Sullivan, says they found her floating in the docks.
You see the body?
Look.
Did you see the body? This world values children, not childhood. There's a profit to be made and men who make it. I'm taking you to one of them.
I wonder when this game took place relative to BioShock 1.
Mr. DeWitt, you all right?
I'm fine. Just get these spells sometimes. It'll pass.
She seems a lot older than she did in the first, in the main story.
Madam?
We're fine, thanks.
Oh, I remember that guy from BioShock 1. I remember him being a huge pain in the ass to deal with. This is something that I'd always wondered about the original BioShock.
Mr. DeWitt, back again. And so soon.
Can't really say I'm surprised that Booker has a bit of a drinking problem. But as I was saying, I'd always kind of wondered exactly kind of what life was like here with the Plasmids and all of that before everything went to hell. Oh yeah, look at that. So, yeah, it's really, it's kind of cool that they addressed that with this DLC. Need to know theater, the greatness of Dr. Bridget Tenenbaum.
Are you in the know? Innovation and competition are what fuel Rapture. But that fuel can be diluted with rumor or flat-out lies. The rumor monger asks, what are these so-called splicing side effects? Well, take a look around you. Do you see anything wrong with your neighbor? The rumor monger asks, why has Tenenbaum withdrawn from the public's eye? Dr. Tenenbaum is a scientific mind unparalleled, even in Rapture. She's no doubt in her lab, toiling away at her next great innovation. I heard she was in cahoots with Fontaine. Merely slander from jealous naysayers. Remember, Rapture competes through innovation, not cheap shots. Bridget Tenenbaum is a woman who represents the best of science and industry. In other words, she's a Rapture gal. Now you know.
It brings back so many memories. I mean, they didn't have those video machines in BioShock 1, but it's just the music and the feel of it just really brings me back. Makes me really miss Rapture. I'm so sad that it's almost coming to an end. I love this city.
Dr. Steinman told me he uses my facial symmetry.
Yeah, I've seen Dr. Steinman's work, buddy. I wouldn't exactly call that a compliment. But yeah, I mean, it looks different than the Rapture from BioShock 1. They've obviously, I think, added a little bit more detail to it, but they got the feel down. I really, really like this. I mean, I've played this already, but this guy's a bit of a pretentious douche. Anyway, but coming back to this, it's just... It feels like I'm back at home. Such a good feeling. Just the music and the ambiance, the look and the feel, it just feels... Oh, that's too bad. You can usually play the piano. Well, not usually. I remember there was a DLC on the PlayStation 3. I forget what it was called. But you can actually play the piano in one of the levels. And you can actually play, what's it called? It's the piano music from BioShock. Sanders, or Cohen's Masterpiece. That's what it was called. The little scherzo. Oh, man. That's one thing I really liked about this franchise. The music was always top-notch. Really set the mood. And apparently 2K is planning on making more BioShock just without Ken Levine. Which makes me wonder, where would a good setting be for the next BioShock game? I mean, obviously it can't be in Colombia given the ending of BioShock Infinite, so makes me wonder, where exactly can they go? Now, I thought space, but people apparently think that's too much like System Shock 2, which I can kind of understand. Although I think if they give it kind of a retro spin, it could be its own unique thing. That's a really weird bit. What is that thing? Is that a face? That's interesting.
Good day.
How much you want to bet that Sandra Cohen was responsible for that atrocity? There's some creepy art they've got here. I mean, seriously, would you guys put that in your living room? Would you hang that up behind your couch? Or TV or wherever? But hey, what do I know? I'm not exactly an expert on art history. Maybe it's a masterpiece. Maybe it's something truly awe-inspiring. But yeah, I mean, where would you guys like to see the next BioShock game set? Let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. There are a lot of different places. That's one of the great things about this franchise. There are all kinds of different interesting locations that you can set the games. There's no one place or right
Mr.
answer.
DeWitt, we'll find my source inside of that club.
Cohen? What does that lunatic have to do with Sally?
I'm really digging these interpretive dance moves. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do. This is kind of strange, but I can appreciate abstract art, I guess.
Private party. No entry without invitation.
We'll see about that.
Which business do you represent, sir?
Business?
Yes, which business?
DeWitt Investigations.
Mr. Cohen does not truck with private detectives. Masks of invitation went to artists and craftsmen alone.
I'm with the artist struggle. We're expected.
No mask, no entry.
Stuffed shirt.
These invitation masks he spoke of. They must have gone out to local artisans.
Well, I guess we'll have to persuade someone to loan us one.
The business of Rapture is business. Says it's sponsored by the Artist Struggle, the Golden Rule, and Rapture Records.
I guess those stores would be as good a place to start as any.
Okay, guys, well, I think this is probably a good place to end the first episode. If you guys enjoyed it, please rate and comment. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next time.